Hello class, we're about to start section 9.2, measuring area and volume. Our objectives: to use square units to measure area, to use dimensional analysis to change units for area, to use cubic units to measure volume, and to use English and metric units to measure capacity. Measuring area. To measure a region that is enclosed by boundaries, we begin by selecting a square unit. A square unit is a square, each of whose sides is 1 unit in length. The side of a square can be 1 inch, 1 centimeter, 1 foot, 1 meter, or one of any linear units of measure. As you see here, we have representations of that. Now, although it is our standard practice to measure areas in square units, it would be possible to measure in other units. For example, a triangle can be measured easily in triangular units. The triangle has an area of 9 triangular units, which we show here. Areas are measured in square units. A triangle measured in square units is more difficult. Smaller squares would make a more accurate measurement. Measuring rectangular areas with square units is easy. Measuring with triangular units would be more difficult. A unit square can be chosen and then used to fill the rectangular area. A square foot can be divided into square inches, which we have here. A square foot is the same as 144 square inches. And just to show you that, remember, a foot is equal to 12 inches. A foot is equal to 12 inches. And we know we have area, which is length, times width. So the area is equal to 12 times 12. And area is equal to 144 square inches. That's how we make this statement. Now, it says a square yard can be divided into square feet. A square yard is the same as 9 square feet. Remember, 1 yard is the same as 3 feet. We know 1 yard is 3 feet. And we know area is length times width. Area is equal to 3 times 3. Area is equal to 9 square feet. Now, square units are measured in English system. 1 square foot is equal to 144 square inches. 1 square yard is equal to 9 square feet. 1 acre is equal to 43,560 square feet, or 4,840 square yards. 1 square mile is equal to 640 acres. Acres seem strange. The ox plowing the field is responsible for the acre. An ox can pull a plow approximately 660 feet without resting. The fields in England were typically 660 feet long. 1 furlong or furlong. A man with an ox could plow an area 1 furrow long and 66 feet wide, 1/10 the length of the furrow, in 1 day. 660 feet times 66 feet is equal to 43,560 square feet. Population density. We compute the population density of a region, state, country, etc. by dividing the population by the area of the region, state, country, etc. Population density is the population of a region divided by the area of the region. And here is the formula. Population density is equal to the population divided by the area. The population of Berkeley, California is 103,000 and its area is 5.1 square miles. What is the population density? Now I'm going to abbreviate this by putting PD for population density. Is equal to the population is 103,000 and then the area is 5.1 square miles. So now we put this in our calculator. So we would take 103,000 divided by 5.1. And that will give us this approximation here. So we can round this to the nearest tenth. And so what we will have here is, it'll be 20,196 point, that'll be 0.1 people per square mile. And we could write it like this, mile square. You could write down square miles. Either way is fine. And remember, that is an approximation. So one thing I should have done was I should make this an approximation symbol. So make sure you change that in your notes. Okay, now using square units to compute population density. After Alaska, Wyoming is the least densely populated state. The population of Wyoming is 515,004 and its area is 97,814 square miles. What is Wyoming population density? The solution. We compute the population density by dividing Wyoming's population by its area, which we have here. Using a calculator and rounded to the nearest 10, we obtain a population density of 5.3 people per square mile of area. So, let's scroll down to the next problem. It says using square units to compute population density. The population of Hong Kong is approximately 6,980,000. The area of Hong Kong is 426 square miles. What is Hong Kong's population density? We compute the population density by dividing Hong Kong's population by its area, which we have here. And after we use the calculator, it's slightly less than 16,385 people per square mile of area. Now, an interesting note. It says here Jackson, Michigan has an area of approximately 11 square miles. If the population density of Jackson was the same as Hong Kong, the population would be about 180,235. It says the actual population is about 33,425. Now, we had an English and metric equivalence for areas. 1 square inch is approximately 6.5 square centimeters. 1 square foot is approximately 0.09 square meters. 1 square yard is approximately 0.8 square meter. 1 square mile is approximately 2.6 square kilometers. And 1 acre is approximately 0.4 hectare, or is equal to 10,000 square meters. Example, using dimensional analysis on units of area. A property in Italy is advertised at $545,000 for 6.8 hectares. Find the area of the property in acres. What is the price per acre? Now we have a solution here. 6.8 hectares, we want to change that to acres. Now it takes 1 acre that equals to 0.4 hectares. So what we will have here, we want to convert this to acres. We'll simplify out HA with HA, which is the hectare. And we'll take 6.8 times 1. 1 times 0.4 is 0.4. And when we simplify that, that will give us 17 acres. Now, we go here. It says solution for part B. The price per acre is the total price, $545,000, divided by the number of acres, which we have here. So price per acre will end up being $32,059 per acre. Now, we go down here to the next example. Now, one thing I want to say, going back to the previous problem here, when you put this in your calculator, you will come out with approximately this number here. So remember, we always take whatever number we have when we're doing this price per acre or price per mile or whatever. We would take that number that we get in our calculator and divide it by one of these. So this is $32,059 per 1 acre, even though we don't show the one. It says here, use dimensional analysis on units of area. A property is for sale for $340,000 for 12.3 hectares. Find the area of the property in acres. What is the price per acre? Okay, class, I took the liberty of filling this out. It said the property is for sale at $340,000 for 12.3 hectares. Now we want to find the area of the property in acres. So we would change this hectare to acres, which we did in the previous problem. We know 1 acre is equivalent to 0.4 hectares, and we would take this 12.3 and multiply it. The hectares simplify out, and we add 12.3 divided by 0.4, which gives us approximately 30.75 acres. Now, actually I should have wrote acres here as well. Okay, now we have the price per acre. Now, which is B, we would take our 340,000 divided by our acres, which is 30.75 acres, and that would give us approximately $11,057 per acre. Now we want to do the same thing here. So we have, it says a property is for sale at $225,000 for 6.5 acres. Find the area of the property in acres. We already have acres, so we're given that 16.5 acres. So A has already answered itself. Now we go to B, the price per acre. We would take our 225,000 and divide it by 16.5 acres. We could put that in our calculator. We had 225,000 divided by 16.5, and that gives us approximately 13,636. $1 per acre. So it's approximately $13,636 per acre. Now we come down here to measuring volume. It says volume refers to the amount of space occupied by a three-dimensional figure. Volume is measured in cubic units. There are 1,728, 12 to the third power, cubic inches in 1 cubic foot. In order to measure this space, we begin by selecting a cubic unit. 1 cubic foot is equal to 12 to the third power, which is equal to 1,728 cubic inches. 1 cubic yard, which is yard squared, is equal to 27 cubic feet. Now if we look here, we have this volume, this cube here, three-dimensional cube, 1 cubic inch symbolized 1 cubic inch. 1 cubic centimeter symbolized 1 cubic centimeter. Then we have 1 cubic foot here, and we also have 1 cubic yard. Now, it says example, measuring volume. What is the volume of the solid? Now, solution. We determine the volume by counting the number of cubic units contained within the unit. Here we see how the cubic units fit within the region. We see that there are 18 cubic units. Now if we look here, you have 3, 6, 9, 12, and then you know it's 3 across there. That'll make it 15, and those 3 would make it 18. So that's why it's 18 cubic feet. Now, capacity and volume units in an English system. Capacity is the amount of fluid that a three-dimensional object can hold. Now, we have all these capacities. 2 pints is 1 quart, 4 quarts is 1 gallon, 1 gallon is 128 ounces, 1 cup is 8 ounces, and then we have the volume in cubic units. 1 cubic yard is 200 gallons, 1 cubic foot is 7.48 gallons, and 231 cubic inches is 1 gallon. Now, it says volume and capacity in the English system. A pool has a volume of 20,000 cubic feet. How many gallons of water will the pool hold? Now, we have to do this dimensional analysis. So we had 20,000 cubic feet, and we know 7.48 gallons is the same as 1 cubic foot. So the cubic feet simplify out, and we take 20,000 times 7.48, which gives us approximately 149,600 gallons. And that is the final answer. We can cross out these cubic feet and show this as